Hello everyone and good morning. So today I want to do a video on Notion. I had somebody in my YouTube comment section ask me about how I use Notion, and I think it's a great tool for any trader that wants to do this in the long term. I would highly recommend checking out something like Notion. Or if you're not going to use Notion, I used to do it with PowerPoints. What is that? It's keep a journal of what I see in price action, what I see in the charts. I think that's extremely important because over time, over the long run, when you start building these journals, as you build them, it's a encouragement and a reminder of price action, what you're looking at. It'll help your brain sort of better understand price action and be able to spot PD arrays and biases easier. Right, so it's like taking notes when you build these journals that I'm going to show you. So let's start with the main page. This is a template from QuantView. I'm going to link this video in the description. If you want to go check out QuantView, I would highly recommend doing this, especially if you have your trading set up with a corporation. This could be a good business expense if you talk about it with your accountant first. But this was one of my first business expenses, and it was a good one. Then there's also a subscription to Notion. It is free if you want, but the free version you can only have up to 1,000 items. So every time I click a plus here, that's one item. And you can imagine just on this page alone, there's already nearly 1,000 items. Maybe there's a couple hundred. So anyways, with that in mind, check out QuantView if you want. But if you don't want to check out QuantView and you don't want to buy it, I will be going through how to build your own starting from scratch. First, I'm going to explain how I use it. Alright, so when I go to my 2024 trading over here, I have a couple different things. Right? I'll have the logbook and all the different months of price action. So every day, every week, I'll have into these months. These are all pages. And the way I set these up is if I create a page, right, and then we're going to duplicate that page. You want to drag it all the way, not inside the page, but just to the right of the page box. And now you can create these columns. You can move them around and put them underneath each other. So I did it that way if you want to check that out and you want to set it up the way I did. But let's start with the logbook. So in the logbook I have different pages in here, and you can add little icons too at the top to make things look nice and neat. You can also add your own icons, so just need a picture from your files. In here I'll have different things. I use Market Maker Buy Models page often, where I'll just put in any Market Maker Buy Models that I see. These are real nice to have because if you ever want to look back on a certain, if ever you want a good example of Market Maker Buy Model, I have one here where I can easily just go to this page and then have examples at the go. And yeah, it's kind of like an album. And I'll also have the dates and everything, so I can go back and see that. The way you do this is a gallery or a database. So it's if I want to create a new one, right, dash database, the full page, not the inline. Inline is going to create a database inside this page. Full page will create a new page, which is just a database. When you have this new database, right, you can call it whatever you want. We'll do MMXM. And you want to go over a table. You can either add a view or change edit view, right? So edit view, the layout over here, you want to change it to gallery. And that way now, every time you want to add something new, you're going to get a new space that you can use to put your pictures in. And in this, there's a template which you can create, right? Templates for this database MMXM. There are no templates. So if you want to create a new template, you can do that. And every time you're going to set that template to default. Every time you create a new page, it'll use that template to default apply it there. You can also add new properties. So right now, the only properties are the name and the tag. So if I were to create a new one or go on an existing one, you can see there's just a tag and then the name, whatever the name is. All right. So if I want to create these, add new properties, instead of doing it each time, I can go up here to the three dots. I can go down to properties, and I can add, let's say we want to remove tags because we're not going to use the tags, and we just want to add a date, right? So we'll go to properties, we'll do new property, and type in date. There we go. Date, type date, full date. You know, you can have different things, and then if you have the time, 24-hour, 12-hour clock. You can change the icon to whatever you want. And there you go. So now we have a date property. You can have it visible or invisible inside when you create the new thing. So you can see now the date pops up on these templates, and when I create a new template, the date will pop up like that. But this is still that default template, right? That we didn't create a template yet, but you can create your own template, and now you can write some things in the comments like heading 1 pictures, and then quote, and you can add the pictures here, right? Or any comments. The quote can be any comments, and that could be, then you can save that template, and now when you add a new one, you can, over here you can create a new template, or you can use the untitled template. I didn't name the template, but it's going to automatically set it as pictures. You can also set it as default over here. Set as default. Alright, this is the journal. So my journal, I have this set to automatically create my journal entry every day. So if you go to today, Thursday, it's empty, but it automatically created this journal by itself. So if I want to learn how to do that, I go to the new, I use the drop down, there's a journal, there's a reflection here. Those are both my templates, and this is the original one, which is always empty. I can't delete it. But reflection is usually on the weekends, and journals, like for trading, it will usually have a picture section where I can add a picture of my paper journals, which I'll show an example of. But if I go to the journal and I want to do repeat, see how I have it set to repeat every week, right? You can do every day, every week, every month, yearly, and when I do every day, I can select every week I can select which weeks and number of weeks which it should repeat. So if I want to do every 2 weeks, I'll put 2, but I want to do it every 1 week on Monday through Friday. It'll create at 12 a.m. and I can set to when it starts, right? I can also set it as default if I create a new journal. Like this will be the default actually, because that's the only time. When you set it as default, if you have different views, right? You might have a gallery view, but we'll do it for all views, because that's like the only time on Saturdays I'll create a reflection. Now here there's different things. There's an audio button here, which will automatically include this little icon. So you see how there's now the voice icon? So I know if I go back that there was an audio file that I can listen to here, right? So we'll uncheck that because it's not a journal yet. But the way you do that is you go to this audio box here, okay? You want to do edit property. It's just a regular check box. So the property, if you add a new property, or if you go up here and you check out the properties, it's just a checkbox, okay? Type checkbox. The other one, which is what determines whether the voice log will show up or not, is a formula. Alright, so this formula, it will go to the type is formula. We'll go to edit the formula and see. Oh no, this is empty actually. Wrong formula. No, this is the formula, voice log. This formula will edit the formula. If audio, the audio button, so the checkbox, is the same as true, then print this, the voice. Otherwise, print nothing. Alright, do nothing. If condition, alright, the if statement, condition first, if it's true, if false, boom. So here's an example. If we have the value true, print 1, else print 2. Alright, so here it's true, it prints 1, here it's false, it prints 2. Alright, so you just want to type in audio, right? Click the audio, and it's going to link to the audio property. And then double equals, it means it's the same as true. So if it's checked, it's going to be true. If it's not checked, it's not going to be true, basically. So I have the property voice log and tags set to show with the name. Okay. So the reason I have the tags is because sometimes I want to archive a certain journal and I want to remember it, so I'll know to go back to it if it's maybe a big accomplishment or whatever. One I want to remember and look back on in the future, I can archive it. And when I press audio, it becomes true and voice log appears, right? Because otherwise there's nothing in voice log, and so it just won't appear. It won't be visible. All right, but now it is because audio is true. So that's how you do that. It's very simple. And then inside the template, there's the image that I did. So simply just go add and you go image, boom, like that. And then you add the divider. So add / divider, the little thin line, and then you want to add this. Do the same thing with the audio file. And yeah, when you want to upload something, you go to upload, choose file. I do this from my phone, and I also take pictures with my phone. I'll do the same thing, upload the file from my phone. All right, so an example of my cheat sheet. All right, I'll have, this is my cheat sheet, and I can make another video on this, but I think this is extremely important once again for any trader that wants to do trading in the long term. But I will take pictures on Saturday of all of my trading, all of my cheat sheets, and I'll take all my audio files and I'll upload them to this journal here. Okay, and it automatically creates each journal that I know I will have stuff to upload Monday through Friday inside of this database in a calendar view. Now for each page here, it's very simple. I name the page and then I create the weeks. I created all this ahead of time. I'll also link to do this, right, the calendar of my trades. You just do link to database. So you can't do it like that. You have to, it's weird, but you have to type in database and then linked view of database. So you click that and then you can choose which one you want. So if, let's say I want to add my journal, well then I have the linked view of my journal, right? And they all change the view to a calendar like that. Okay, but we'll delete that. And I did the same thing with the trades here. So I can go and cycle through the months and see the trades, right? Where this is in May, month of May, so I'll go back to May, and then I can see all the trades I took in May. And inside here, I usually just put a Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And in here, it's very simple. I'll just add a text box, right? Type in the random text up there. And then I'll add the image by doing /image. No, actually, no, I just copy paste. So if I take a screenshot from TradingView, I'll copy paste it there. Very simple. On computer, you do Control-Shift-S if you're on something else like a MacBook. On your TradingView, I don't know if you can do it on the web, but on the application, at least at the top right, there's a snapshot, a picture beside the publish button, and you can just take an image from there, Control-Shift-S, copy image, and then paste it in TradingView. And I have a nice view of it there. Alright, so for the rest of the video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and create my own account page to keep track of all my trading accounts and a trade log to keep track of all my trades. And I'll show you how to do that because it can get a little complicated. But we'll start by doing everything. Just press Control X. Okay, and we'll keep the getting started page there, and we're gonna delete everything else. So to get started, we're gonna create two databases, full pages. Okay, so this one will be our account page, and then we'll create a full page database of our trades. Alright, we'll give it little icons. Try it. And this will give the icon to like a bank. There you go. Okay. So we have two databases. One of them is our accounts, one of them is our trades. Alright, the first thing is we're going to change the trades. We're going to make it a calendar view. And then we can also add a table of our trades, and we can do this weekly view. Or actually we'll do we'll just call it table view. The reason why we'd want to do that is because you'll see as we get like the P&Ls, the risk to reward ratio, you can calculate things down here, have it do some math, percentages. It can give you the once you have more items and it's numbers, it will have more options, but you can have it give you an average, and it can be pretty neat, or a minimum and maximum value, right? So it can be pretty neat to have a table view as well as the calendar view. You can also change it to filter it to show you certain dates, right? Like, you know, this week, and so it'll, or past week or next week, and it'll always show you relative to today. So you can change it to, it's hard to have it set to, no. You can also have it in the filter over here. If you press filter, you can also add a filter up here, right? Filter, and if we add a filter, we can filter it by date, right? Or we can filter it by account, right? If we have that option, but we don't have that option right now. But by date, so you can have it set to this week, and it's always going to be relative to today. So it's going to select the week we are in today, and then show you your trades, right? You saw me do that actually on my other Notion, but for now we'll delete this view because we don't really need it yet. Actually, yeah, we'll keep it, but we'll go back to the calendar. Okay, so first thing you want to do is you want to figure out what your properties are. Right, so one example is the commissions. So you want to create a text box or a number box, because it's going to be a number. And you want to format the number in whatever currency you're using. If you're using US dollars, you're going to set it in US dollars. You can have it show up as a number or bar or ring. We'll just keep it at number, and we'll keep the icon. Yeah, we'll keep it like that. Commissions, there you go. And that's the first property. All right, that we'll change it to commission actually. And then the other one might be gross P&L. We'll make it a text type. Yeah, no, sorry, number. We'll format it in US dollars, and we'll change this to, let's get this here. Okay, and then we're gonna have another number. We're gonna say net P&L, which is gonna take the gross P&L and the commissions, and it's going to subtract, take the difference between the gross P&L and the commissions. So we're gonna make this a formula. And in the formula, we're going to edit the formula. We're going to do a gross P&L, right, minus it's the commissions. Okay. Boom. So we're going to format this into a US dollar. So now you have your commissions, your gross P&L, and your net P&L. And if we want to test this out, we're going to create our template. We're going to have our net P&L, gross P&L, and commissions. You can organize these in a way that will allow you to comfortably input everything, not have it all over the place. But we're going to say new trade. That's going to be the name of your default view. Now we're going to maybe do some additional, oh my goodness, and you can add any comments you have in the bullet list or whatever. Okay, and we're gonna add dividers or tables or whatever you want. This could be at the bottom, and at the top here we could add an image of your trade, whatever you want, customize it the way you want. We're just going to do it like this. But that box can be empty. We're just going to create an empty text up here just so that later we can come in and paste the image if we have a copy pasted. But this is going to be our trade. We're going to new trade like this and then back. So that's the template. So now when we create this, we're going to have this show up already, and the date is going to be today already, right? You can see the date format and time zone is going to be, if you check it out in your template, right, the date is going to be, we can set it to now, time when duplicated, or today, date when duplicated, right? So when you create a new one, automatically the date, it was already set to that without having to do anything. It's like the default, but now you just see how we set it to that date exactly from when we created it. So let's say you put in a trade, you made $400 and the commissions were $10. So you see now the net P&L is $390. It'll calculate it exactly for you. No need to do anything. You can add a balance, right? But we didn't create the accounts page yet. The way you do that is you would do a relation or a roll up, one of the two. All right, but before we add any more properties, all right, let's go back to, oh, actually another thing too, you can add another formula. We'll do this now actually. We'll say win, and we'll do if, this is just an example of an if statement, if P&L is bigger than, oh no, not P&L, gross P&L is bigger than 0, then print 1, else print nothing. Okay, and we'll duplicate that, and this, but instead we're gonna do, right, make this a loss, edit the formula, we're gonna change the 0 to smaller than 0, then put 1. Alright, and then what this does is, obviously it's a win, but if it's a negative, right, if you put in a negative value in your gross P&L, so like negative 100, now it would show up as a loss, and the win would be empty. The reason why you want to do that, we're actually going to, I forgot, this isn't in the template, so I'm going to need to copy, I'm going to need to add these in the actual template here. No, actually it's already in there. Alright, the reason why you'd want to do that is if we go to our properties, we're going to hide, or make sure the loss and the win are hidden so it doesn't show up in the view here. And we're going to hide the commissions. We're just going to put the net P&L, okay, and the name of the trade. Now we're going to go over to the accounts page for a little bit. Okay, we have our accounts in the table, and we're going to edit our properties. Okay, we're going to get rid of the tags, so the tags can go, if it will let me. Delete property. Alright, add property. The first thing is going to be initial deposit. The very first thing when you get your account is the initial deposit. So I named it initial deposit, text type. Okay, and yeah, actually we're going to change it from text to number. I forgot, in US dollar format. So the initial deposit. Okay, so now if I put in $1,000, it's going to be $1,000 initial deposit. Right, next is going to be our balance. Okay, so our balance, we're going to turn this into a formula, and we're not going to mess with the formula right now. Well, we're going to do initial deposit, but we're going to have to do plus the net P&L. Right, and the way you do the net P&L, this is where you might get, actually we're going to, forgot to, let me edit this property, US dollar format. Alright, the next thing you want to do And this is where you're going to start to link the databases, and you're going to start to extract data from other like the trades to your accounts and back and forth. So we'll go to trades. Now this first trade here, I named it from Untitled to trade 1. I need to tell Notion that I want to take the net P&L and anything else like the wins or the loss, and I want to send it over to the accounts, and I want to link that data together. So what we're going to do is we're going to add a property, and it's going to be a relation. Down here, relation. We're going to connect the database to the accounts. We're going to show on accounts. We're going to name it all the trades. And we're going to add that relation. Put it to the top. Change. We're going to edit the property. Change the icon to the accounts, and yeah, so just name it one account like that. And here you can see the two accounts that I created. There's a paper account I added and my account. So if I want to do my account, this was taken on my account, and it's going to take the important thing is that net P&L. We're going to now be able to relate to that net P&L win and loss from the My Accounts page. So we can extract data from other databases now. So here I have all the trades which showed up, right? Because I made it show on my account. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to properties, and we don't want this in our accounts page because it's going to get really, really big, and there's going to be lots of trades once you get to 50 trades or whatever. So we're going to hide that, and we never need to see it. It's just the relation that's there. And we're gonna check balance and see how the formula for balance was net P&L. So we're gonna take off net P&L because it's not there yet. We're gonna add net P&L. So number net P&L. That's the title. I'll do some former cash like this. Okay. We're gonna change this to a roll up. So just underneath relation, there's a roll up, and this is going to be taking from the all trades, the property in all of trades, right? This is all the properties we created inside all of trades. We're going to take the net P&L right there, and to calculate, we're going to do, see here it's doing it well, it's taking the sum. So the default might be it might be count values, count all, show unique values, whatever it is. Make sure it's set to more options, sum. Okay, and there you go. You're gonna have your net P&L add up. And if we go back and we create another trade, and we want to put it on, it's loading. My account. Okay, today's date. $10 commission. This time we made $500. Right? If we go to my account, now you can see the net P&L is $380. The balance, however, we're gonna have to fix the balance. So let's go to the accounts. Let's go to properties, balance, edit the formula. Remember, we need to call net P&L now. Because what happens is if you left net P&L like this, the ID would have been different. So whatever ID this is, if you would have deleted it and created a new one, it wouldn't have been able to recognize even though it has the same name. So you need to call it again. And there you go. Now it's going to show up the balance there. And I can go back to my trades. I can add the balance in as a property in the trade. So using a roll up. So if I want to do a new property, roll up, right, from account, balance, calculate, we're going to do sum, and then you see it's showing up there, right there, and we can hide that that property, but when we click on it, right, it's going to be visible right there. We'll change this to balance. Just put it up there. Nice. And of course, that's the set as default for all views and trades. Forgot that. So now we're gonna have our template, new trade. Let's change that there too. All right. So notice how when I change throughout templates, the properties stay the same, but anything underneath the comment bar and well also the icon and will change, but anything underneath the comment bar is going to update to whatever whatever the template is. Alright, so that's pretty simple. And then of course in accounts then we can add the win and loss. So we're gonna do another roll up. It's just gonna be win, relation to all trades. The property is going to be win. Calculate, we're just gonna take the sum or count all values that are not empty. Alright, and then we're going, or yeah, we're gonna do that. Actually, no, yeah, that's fine. And we're gonna do the same thing, but for losses. So, roll up. No. A roll up, we're gonna take it from all trades, property loss, and we're gonna count values. Rename that loss. Okay. Oh no, we're gonna name that loss. Delete this. Now in your properties, right, you can have these set to not show, and then you can put a formula that will, and maybe we could try doing this. We'll put win plus loss. Alright, so this is going to be win plus these two semi, whatever it is called, and then loss. And that should, yeah, give us our win to loss ratio. And this is win loss ratio. And we can have our win rate too. So another formula. And that one would be, you would take win plus, then you would take win, no, sorry, not plus, win divided by, in parentheses, win plus loss. And that would basically, if you take the win plus loss, would take all of your trades, count the number of wins, and then that would give you a percentage. So you, the number format, you change it to percent, like that, and see we're 50% win rate. And there you go. And of course, yeah, you can change the icon. I don't know what you'd want to set it to. You can always, we'll do a random one. And sure, let's just do that. There you go. All right, so I hope that this helped you and the person that, oh, one more thing that's pretty cool is in the calculator over here, if you have multiple accounts, like if you're using a trade copier, for example, and you know maybe you're trading different accounts too, you're not just taking all the same trades, or you can add up more options. You can sum, average, medium, minimum, max, range. It could be good for your win rate, and I don't know, that's just a pretty cool thing in my opinion. But you can also do the same thing in your trades if you want to go to a table view and then see all of your trades. Another thing I might not have mentioned is if you're going to do a table view, you can have it set for a specific date. So if you want to do this one, we're going to call this a weekly view. make it we can make it a board, whatever you want, gallery list. Let's make it just a table view. We're gonna filter the date and see how here we can do this, next, past, and we can select month, week, day, year. So if we want to do this week, and then bam, we have a weekly view, just like that. But anyways, hopefully that was insightful, and until next time, thank you very much and have a good day.